After Juwan Howard signed with the University of Michigan, he began calling a fellow All-American he had met on a recruiting trip, shooting guard Jimmy King.
And he called me like every day. He was like, "Jill, man, I need you. You know, I just committed to Michigan. You got to come with me." I'm like, "All right, man, I'm seriously thinking about it."
Jimmy King's parents had settled in the Dallas suburb of Plano to take advantage of its educational system. They looked at colleges recruiting Jimmy the same way.
The basketball, they was secondary. You know, they were strictly education. And I was like, well, I want to play basketball, and so it all pointed to Michigan.
For Ray Jackson Jr., a coach's son from Austin, Texas, the chance to join two All-Americans at Michigan was simply too good to pass by.
I've always wanted to be a team player, and I didn't want to go to a school where it was just me. Once I found out Juwan was signing, it was like, man, this is where I want to be.
Juwan was our best recruiter. He said, who do we have near term that we got a chance to get? Who do we have down the road? And I'm going to help us get them because I want to win.
Juwan was like, man, y'all better come to Michigan. And then, we heard about Ray and Jimmy, and, it was just a no-brainer.
He was the fourth one to commit, so he wore number 4. I was the fifth one to commit, so I wore number 5.
The 5 freshmen were already a campus legend when they gathered at the University of Michigan in the fall of 1991. They formed an instant bond.
You would always see us together. So if you can vibe off the court, it makes it a lot smoother on the court.
Right there by our dorm, they had like an outdoor basketball court. And we were fooling around, and everyone in that dormitory started looking out their windows, crowding around the court. And of course, we had a big crowd out there, and we had to show off then,
You're one of the ugliest. See, we're not going to get that on there.
Everything was natural. It wasn't anything that was forced. It was all genuine. And we just clicked.
In the early 90s, college freshmen were still often seen riding the bench, but the Fab Five were determined to play a different game.
Let's go get them. And let's have all the fun in the world we want. As a matter of fact, Coach Fisher, can we get these shorts a little longer if you don't mind?
We were like, hey, we want some long, baggy shorts. And Fish was like, hey, if you guys, it's okay with me, but you guys better win some games.
That's the, biggest misconception is like we just walked on campus and was like, it was handed to us.
I mean, you got seniors and juniors that don't want to lose their job.
We all work for what we got.
You have to bring your game every day.
After a lackluster first half of the season, Coach Fisher made his move, starting all 5 freshmen on the road against Notre Dame.
When he announced the lineup, everybody was like, yeah. Even the sophomores and the seniors and juniors were like, yeah.
We got to win this game, because if we don't win this game, then Coach probably will not. He would break this up. He would break the Fab Five up.
When you got 5 guys with cohesion like we had, that's something that you can't break up, and that's something that you have to bottle.
As Michigan took off, the Fab freshmen captivated the fans. 5 personalities who blended as one.
J. Rose. He was pretty much the leader of the team. He was the point guard.
Rose.
We kind of fed off his attitude. Some of the dunks Chris did in games, we could have all just went down and sat on the bench the rest of the game, because the game was basically over after that. So I guess he was the enforcer, man. Juwan, he's pretty much like the smooth operator. He was a cover boy on and off the court. Jimmy, the athleticism that he brought to the game, man, tremendous. That's Baby Jordan. I don't know how else to explain it. You think of Ray Jackson and the Fab Five, you're going to think of the scrappy one, the one that played the defense, that rebounded, that did the small things, to help the team win. And I was okay with that.
We were just being ourselves.
The Fab Five turned Michigan's season around. But when the NCAA tournament began in March, they were ranked only 6th in their bracket, less than 20th overall.
No, we thought that was a slap in the face to be ranked 6th.
But when Michigan got to Atlanta for the first round, they found a good omen.
And Muhammad Ali was standing at the hotel, And he loved us. We like, Muhammad Ali don't know who he is. He don't know our name. What you mean, Muhammad Ali?
And the guy was so nice. You know, he welcomed us into his room, shook our hand, and, you know, we introduced ourselves, and we sat down with him for like some hours.
He said God gave you a gift, you know, expose it. That just empowered us so much that we felt like we couldn't lose.
Michigan roared through the first round and into the Sweet 16.
It's gonna be fierce combat out here.
But just one win from the Final Four, they ran into Ohio State, a fierce conference rival that had already beaten them twice.
Michigan, we hate Ohio State people. You know, I got friends that go to Ohio State, and I really don't like them that much just because of the rivalry.
That game went into overtime. It was a dogfight.
Michigan's got too much power inside.
The game is over. Fab 5 is headed to the Final Four.
We gonna shock the world! I told you we gonna shock the world! I told you! We gonna shock the world! That right there was a slogan from Muhammad Ali, and I remember Muhammad Ali used to talk trash like that.
We were going to the Final Four, and you know, it was just an amazing feeling. It's something I wish I could bottle up and carry with me.
Michigan faced off against Cincinnati in the semifinal, and once more, the Fab Five delivered.
We made it. We made it to the title game, the national title game.
And lo and behold, who we have standing in front of us.
The 1992 finals matched Michigan against Duke, the defending national champs, and a team whose straight-laced style was as far from Fab Five flavor as a school could be.
It became a good versus evil. How do you have the nerve to have your head shaved bald altogether with those long-ass shorts on? We really want to see Duke kill him. Get him, Duke. Get him. Get him. Beat him, Duke.
First half, we played well.
Rose driving. Alley-oop.
But that second half, we just ran out of gas.
Laettner, three-pointer, his second of the half. Laettner blocked it. Howard sets a screen out.
They were really good, and they were very disciplined.
Flying for the jam.
And they had experience, and they were seniors, and they were just a little more savvy than we were.
They beat us, and they beat us soundly.
The game is over. College basketball has a repeat champion.
I remember crying on the bench, crying my eyes out. And I remember somebody just being like, so what, cry? Who cares, cry? Because we'll come back here next year and we're going to get it. I hope it hurts. I hope we remember.
An all-freshman team had made it to the NCAA title game, but the madness was just beginning.
We was right about those kids. We knew they were drug dealers. We knew they were thugs. We knew they was killers.
Few will forget Chris Webber's ranting and cursing.
Felt like we had to defend ourselves, because if we're not, who will?